Greetings and salutations, Dota fans. It is I, Badger, back for game number 2 of the Lads Weenie series between Xeriscape and Bulljaxx. Once again, joined by Rook, aka Jim, aka Strawberry Shark. How you doing, buddy?
I'm chilling, just kind of waiting for the next game. Curious to see what'll happen. Uh, yeah, I mean, we might have the exact same opening heroes. Oh, they switched to Ember instead of Visage. Alright.
Yeah, I mean, we are coming off a pretty exciting game 1 where Pizzadog, where we're in a really strong position after 10 minutes, but ever since 10 minutes, it was all downhill from there. And obviously, they'll be playing against the same opening hero, being that Storm Spirit, so we'll have to see if things end up changing with this Ember rather than the Visage here. I will note though, again, it's a lot of very similar bands, but a couple of them have changed. Underlord and Tiny, both were selected last game. Neither available this game. Again, though, DK, Sven, Hoodwink, DP, Tinker, Venom, I believe are all banned last game, so once again banned out this game.
Radiant team ban.
The problem with the, I'm not sure what's going on my internet, but whenever
I mean,
not
you're
talking,
you're coming through loud and clear for me now, Badger. I was just responding to a DM since
uh,
the draft was kind of boring during the ban phase. But to
yeah,
be clear, for me, you are completely fine. Just so you know.
I'm just afraid the internet might go down again, and yeah,
If it happens, it happens. You know,
yeah,
it's all.
it does, yeah.
Um. Yeah. So far, I don't know. Nothing really crazy. The the Underlord and the Enter Bolt taken out of the pool. Which I actually think those heroes are way less threatening without a Visage on their team, so I'm a little surprised that they decided to ban them, but hey, if they wanted to, they sure. Um, Tiny or Reed's Tiny got taken away from him this game. Sarah, what else is good? Let's see, Badger. Any other things that interest you in the ban or draft so far?
I mean, no Ents this time.
Yeah, I commented on that actually.
So even though again, all these heroes that are again because Tiny, Underlord, Ents are now banned out. You see Ember. I think Ember was banned last game. He's here now. I believe Darkseer was banned last game. He's here now. So we see things mixed up a little bit now, thanks to all these heroes being freed from the clutches of the ban phase.
That's hype, Badger. Darkseer. Okay, yeah. So this is already the drafts have already very much so departed from their prior things. Yeah.
Here's the counterpoint. There'll be 2 games in a row that you'd like the offlaner to buy ore items right away. They'll buy some like Atos instead first. Probably not Atos and Darkseer, but similar spiritual successor. Maybe it'll be like Aghanims first on Darkseer or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
IO Gyro. Okay. Already last time where I was favoring Dyer pretty early out of the draft, or I was favoring Pizzadog out of the draft. Radiant I'm already liking a lot. I think IO Gyro is extremely simple to execute. Also don't think Jakiro answers it that amazingly. I know that you can technically like ice path where they're relocating to. I think it's kind of like shit though, because like what if they just don't relocate near the Jakiro? Like Jakiro is not a mobile hero, you know what I mean? Like Jakiro doesn't buy Blink Dagger. Jakiro like doesn't have high base movement speed. They don't you know what I mean, Badger? It's like I think that this I think it's not like it's not like an awful idea to pick Jakiro into IO. But I think people like I think it's like people are hoping their opponents will just relocate like right into the middle of the fight, right where the Jakiro can ice pat them, you know what I mean? And I think like if the IO is thinking a little bit, then it just shouldn't really be happening, you know?
Wait, is it Kaya that reduces cast time?
I guess, yeah, why?
Kaya Jakiro, you buy a Blink as well. You get that Blink Ice Path deck. You know, it's not.
I mean, if this guy is super rich and he can afford a Yasha Kaya, I also think you need Yasha Kaya. It's not Kaya that does it. It's Yasha Kaya.
Was Yasha and Kaya? Okay, okay.
Yeah, so you're gonna need a Blink and a Yasha and Kaya. So,
That's only
you know.
6,000 gold. It's pretty cheap,
Also,
actually.
also once Gyro has BKB, he can just preemptively BKB it. So, but listen, you know that's life.
Remaining.
I don't know, Vedra. I don't think it's like some awful response to IO. I just don't really think it's as good as people think it is. Um, yeah.
I am like absolutely enamored with this idea of Kaya Yasha Blink Jakiro right now. That's something must be wrong with me mentally. There's no way it's not.
Dire team ban.
That is a clear sign of mental illness.
Radiant team ban.
I will say though, this is an interesting Mars game because a lot of it's going to end up being offensive in nature. I don't think defensive Mars does all that much this game. So it indicates you're on a very aggressive Mars and Bulljaxx. And I'm not sure if Bulljaxx is the sort of player to pilot an aggressive Mars very well. What are your thoughts on that sort of concept, Jim?
Well, I just haven't watched Bojack play offlane enough to have an opinion. I get the idea you're saying. I just don't. I can't. I don't feel comfortable enough making an opinion. Is all I got. You know what I mean?
Team ban.
I mean, I've seen his offlane enough to know that I don't want to see much of his offlane anymore. Bulljaxx is a sub player, not an offlane player. I know he plays offlane sometimes, but he's just not an offlane player. It just doesn't work sometimes.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I'm like,
Spirit Breaker. I like Spirit Breaker.
oh, I know that. I definitely know that. I'm trying to eat some Cheez-Its right now. I have to mute my mic while I'm eating the Cheez-Its for obvious reasons, so it's one of those, eat Cheez-It fast, unmute mic, say word, mute mic, eat Cheez-It. It's a hard bit of tech there, Jim. I mean, it really is.
I believe it.
Dire team pick.
I haven't specified that, so you would say words, and you're still not saying words.
I don't know, Badger. Okay, like these drafts are just. I'm just like, what am I supposed to say, Badger? I don't know.
They banned Naga Siren. That
Well, I'm
hero.
thinking a lot like our bro. Like, I want to tell them like, oh, you should play this hero, but like I don't mean to like flame, but I just feel like people are just like randomly buying items. Like auras items are so OP right now. They have like the most insane aura drops ever, and like they just didn't buy auras. So like, you know what I mean, Badger? I'm like kind of lost. Like, because heroes are like the hero you pick only matters so much depending on what you do with it and what your items are. Do you know what I mean? So like when I think of suggestions I can give them, it's like, well, they might just decide that they all want to buy items for themselves and stuff. You feel me? I don't
Or
know if that
good.
makes sense or not.
Or good.
Aura good. Especially when you pick heroes that are really good at pushing with auras. Especially then, Bedger.
If you have auras in those fights that Pizzadog lost last game, well, they probably win some of those fights. Sometimes you just don't buy auras and then you lose. Hey, we were mentioning him last game. It's Meepo. Favorite is a Meepo pick, Jim.
Um, I can see this Meepo 1v9ing this game. Honestly, Badger, it's a pretty, eh, not because it's you can really destroy Io. They need to give Io gold so he can get items like Ghost Scepter and like Io needs to have gold, but otherwise it's a pretty good Meepo game, Badger. This is like pretty spooky. If I'm Dire, I'd definitely be a little bit spooked. You know what I mean? Or I know, but I'm sorry, Badger. Please, I'm so sorry. Don't hate me. Oh God, I'm sorry, Badger.
It's definitely one of those games where if he's popping off, they just lack the everything to deal with him. The damage, the lockdown. If he has a bad game, then okay, you get Ag Storm, Blink Marsh, Gyro items. But if your game's going badly, you're just gonna lose against Meepo. That's gonna be the name of the game. Is ensure Meepo cannot play Dota. Look at his hats. That's one massive, like, Chinese style hat. Look at his hat again when you load into the game. It's
I
like
will. I will.
It's almost like
it went away.
it's like the Storm Spirit hat, but just like twice the size.
I really like this cosmetic a lot, actually. This is a really good cosmetic, but it's not Chicken Meepo, Badger, which it makes me kind of sad. What do you think about that statement I just made? Do you feel that he should?
He's got
You feel
this
that
mix though. He's got like a flower on top of his head.
Yeah, I
He's
know,
got
but
the
like,
Chinese
why
hat,
isn't
the wings, like the lizard tail.
why isn't he a chicken though? He could be just be a chicken.
Why would he want to be a chicken? Have you seen chickens? Well, they're a weak animal. I don't know about chickens. Especially, it's not the first time chickens have been mentioned on a cast I've been recently. I think chicken, weak animal. If I saw if I'm on the streets at 2 a.m. downtown New Haven, if I see a chicken versus I see Meepo, I'm a lot more scared of Meepo, bro. Maybe that's the idea.
I would
I
would be scared of Meepo if I recognized him as Meepo and I was like, oh, there's gonna suddenly be 5 of him and they're gonna poop everywhere. That would terrify me.
Exactly. You know, maybe it's one of those things where if you're wearing the chicken outfit, you're doing a bit of like a Fabian Society trap. You're like, oh, I'm chilling. I'm in the sheep's clothing. But the next thing you know, I'm Meepo. You're popping on out like, oh, I'm gonna die. Speaking of possibly dying, welcome to game 2 of a 3-game series between Pizzadog and Daryl the dog. On the Radiant side, the game 1 winners. Correction, game 1 losers. Pizzadog. They did not mark the wins. Let me go fix that real fast. I'm actually gonna update the stream title as well to fix that. But fix my stream title. But yeah, game 1 winners on the Dire side. Daryl the dog, aka Bulljaxx's team. We are getting a pause because there's lagging going on. So, and we're back. I know there are some storms going on in North America once again. It's storming outside my window once again, non-stop storming this fucking season, but I guess more's coming.
Sorry, Badger. They were asking me if I could go make the group hardcore admin account right now, but I told them that I'm casting and that would be too much effort.
As long as you're not the group leader, you could do it, man.
Oh, they can just make it invite me after.
I mean, all you have to do is log in and just like accept the invite.
I don't have like I have to make a new account, bro.
What can you do?
Like, you know what I mean? Because RuneScape is a shit game where you can't have multiple characters tied to one account.
I think you actually can do that with your Jax account now, hopefully, but
Oh, I don't have a Jaggers account, so
you actually need to make one because you're not allowed to make an account anymore without making they force you to use it now.
okay. Well, okay. Now this is getting even more complicated.
I know.
Oh my god.
They force you to make it now. You're not allowed to just make an account anymore, which is kind of stupid, but it is what it is.
I'm just telling them I'll DM more later. Oh, Scream said he can make me the yes, please. Feel free.
That should be fun.
Okay, that's hype.
Hype. Mid lane Ember Storm.
Now we can focus on the game.
It's still a skill matchup, right?
I would assume so. I don't know who it favors nowadays, but I would assume the better player wins it probably 90% of the time. Don't quote me on that. I'm just assuming that. I would imagine it's just a skill matchup.
And by better player, you mean team has better supports to camp the mid lane. Exody. We love camping mid. Okay, I have an idea. You know, like minute 6 onwards, a rune only spawns at 1 rune. What if a water rune
Sure.
spawned at the other rune as well?
No,
So
that's shit.
again, I think the variance is really shit. I think variance in Dota is so bad.
No, but the thing is, it's like that, like A, the variance is part of the game, but B, more importantly, the B is the more important part, is that like a lot of the cool interactions with the supports in mid lane are centered around the fact that like a ruin only spawns at one spot and you have to fight for vision and control and cover. Like
Yeah,
I think that like at a low at a low level,
and then suddenly it
what?
spawns the arrow rune. Like you set up vision, you have 3 heroes there, you do everything right, and it spawns in the arrow side anyways. Like,
No, then you did something wrong. If you had 3 heroes there, your opponent has no hero setup, you should be able to cover both runes and at least not let the other one grab it. Like it makes the support rotations to mid early game way less rewarding. It is something that like is way more fun for the mid players and way less rewarding for the support players. I mean, if they did it, then I think like the practical end result is that like supports just would not gank mid on minute 6 really, because like why?
There's still a lot you can do to have impact. It's just you're not guaranteed this little 50-50 bullshit anymore.
Well, no, but the whole point of like the supports come in is that to make it off 50-50.
Dyer's courier has been killed.
And then it becomes 0-0 because support gets through.
Yeah, no, but no, well, they're just not gonna go there. Like it would make the 6 minute, it would make minute 6, minute 8, and the moments leading up to them way more boring. Yeah.
I think Meepo's had bottom lane, by the way. Meepo's definitely had bottom lane. That's first blood going to Reed.
Yeah, he's Giga dead. Did he have 2 Meepos out?
Yeah, he did.
Wait, is that, yeah, I forget how this works. Okay.
Yeah, 2 Meepos, and now because he's dead, he's got no
Kinda
Meepos.
surprised that the Meepo wasn't running away with the lane really, because I'm kind of surprised he wasn't just kind of running away with the lane, but it's whatever.
He was, and then he died, and now he's no longer doing it.
I mean, to be honest, having a death in lane like this so early on as Meepo just doesn't really matter that much. Yeah, it's just not that big of a deal, to be honest. Him dying a few times past, let's say, the 10-minute mark is usually when it's really impactful. I think people will sometimes kill Meepo once or twice in a lane and feel like they really owned him, but like the more important time to stop Meepo is when he has some more stats and levels and he can jungle and gank at the same time extremely efficiently. You know what I mean? I didn't. Fuck, whatever. You get the idea though, right?
I do get the idea.
So yeah, I think that is actually the more important timer. I'm a little surprised though that you get 2 Meepos and then somehow you die like right away, like because you can only just send one. Like it just that's a little weird to me. That makes me question how hard this Meepo is gonna 1v9. No offense, it's nothing personal. I just like that's weird to me. That's all.
Sometimes you get a little bit too cocky and you die. I mean, he's still
no.
well
Even for example, even good Morphling players fuck up shifting in lane sometimes and they just die. You know, so like I'm just saying it's it's not the best sign to be it for 1v9ing. One thing is, let's see, Badger, let's do the lad stack check. God, people on lads fucking hate making stacks, even when they have, both teams have amazing stack heroes. You got Darkseer and Meepo on one side, and on the other team, you got
Jim, dire jungle, dire jungle, dire jungle, dire jungle.
Where?
Stack camp by the dire observer ward.
I was looking at their triangle. Oh, okay, this is not bad.
There are stacked. Look at that's our boy Shane. Shane, aka Visions.
Okay, listen, right now, Shane, great job. Although I really would like to see Reed stack the triangle because Gyro is, as people know, very good at killing ancients. So, commendations to Shane. After seeing this, I want him to know that if he listens to this cast, I love him. I love that he's stacking and gonna make his guy big. But that doesn't mean you can neglect other people. You need to talk to your pause 4 Reed and be like, hey bro, okay, you make gold when he clears the stack.
I just don't think Reed. Again,
honestly, the thing is, Reed probably does stack at times, but it's probably just for himself.
Yeah, I don't think he's that big of a stacker for his teammates. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
This is more of a vibes-based analysis than an actual stat-based analysis, but it just doesn't feel like Reed's a big stacker for his teammates. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
That could be this could be slander, but
wait, try what?
It just feels correct that I'm saying that.
No, I got you.
And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm outright wrong, but it just feels correct to say that.
I don't know if you're right or wrong. I'm Scream sent me an account trying to log in with it, and said I had the wrong information. I was like, what the fuck?
Top lane, Xeriscape goes
put it in
through the twin gate. DOS dives the tower and gets a last hit on Wii. Gyro down. Luckily, he will have a couple recovery stacks, but not that many recovery stacks.
The fuck? It. Sorry, Badger. I'm trying to
I know.
do these two things at once, and it's just
I know what you're doing. Bottom lane, Bulljaxx being gone on. The Meepo, well, one of the Meepos is speared away, but in comes the other Meepo. But there's no net skilled quite yet. It's 0-3-1-1 build on Meepo. But he's diving anyways with that slow. And that'll be enough with that, correction, it's not even a slow on ransack anymore. It's just enough damage next to the Jakiro slow. Meanwhile, mid lane, Bingu brings down Reed, mostly solo. Back to top lane, DOS is running from Shane and Wii. Radiant have spotted the dire jungle stacks, and DOS will attempt to kill with the Ion Shell, but it's a fight over stacks right now. Boss is low. DOS is low as well. The boss will attempt to run to the west as Bingu remnants forward. He has no mana for the chains. Now gets the mana, uses it on Shane. Shane is back in the brought down as Reed TP's in after respawning. The trade is for the boss. Now DOS and Bingu are once again running, but in comes Colonel Squid, balling from long range. He'll end up getting a good bit of damage on both, but killing neither. He'll secure the kill on DOS, now to run towards Xeriscape. Bingu has the slight. Bedlam from Reed. Radiant still scatter. Now in comes Shane. TP into the fight. One more ball in by Colonel Squid. Now Bingu is inside the root. Terrorized. His pump fake juked out by Bingu. And now the boss respawns. It's non-stop carnage. I believe Dire won that, but it's impossible to tell. But if they kills Colonel Squid, I'm sure Radiant's gonna win. Good dodge by Bingu, dodging Terrorize. Shane tries to deal, but it's too much damage. They clean up the mid-storm spirit, and now it's I think Radiant who win the team fight.
Is under attack.
Are there still creeps? There's still a stack there. The stack is still alive.
Oh, Shane is gonna stack it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Shane is the
There's
best player
a
alive.
gank top lane, but honestly, I'd rather watch this stack.
No. Fuck the gank. No,
Yeah,
stop.
Gyro's
Shane,
dead.
what are you doing?
No, Shane! Oh no, we can't save
Let
him,
him
Shane!
die. Let him die.
Oh no. Okay, Squid's TP and they'll bring down the boss. The boss is dead. It's a 1-for-1 trade. He'll have the Xeriscape. Xeriscape is slow, but he's backed up by DOS, who has Surge ready to go. He'll hold the Surge for the time being. Squid's low on mana. Shane is bottled by Squid now. At this point, he dodges the duel about to bring down Jakiro, but DOS wants to clean things up. He'll turn it into a 2-for-2 trade eventually. One more hit. Now heads to Shane, who has a tether away, but does not even need to use it. That is a 2-for-2, but most sadly, the stack did not happen in the dire jungle. Back to the bottom lane, Bingu and Eli will go in for Bulljaxx. There's now net skill on Eli. Bulljaxx, though, runs away. He's got Arena Spear ready to go, and now it's a charge from the boss under that T1 tower. Now cancelled by the Spirit Breaker. Alright, let's look at Shane. Is Shane going to stack now? No, he's not stacking. What can you do? Instead, it's Reed and DOS in a 1v1. Seems like DOS might lose the 1v1. He's running away. Shadow Realm's ready to go up. The wall will slow, ensuring that Reed's forced to run away. With the Ember and the Spirit Breaker on the rendezvous, they'll head to Reed, charge forward. Bingu gets the last hit by the Sleight of Fist, and at long last, our fighting is temporarily over. I think. Maybe. It's hard to tell. Shane has put a lot of effort in securing these stacks. He's put 2 wards in the dire jungle. Meanwhile, mid lane, Bingu nearly solo kills Colonel Squid. He'll end up dodging the charge from Spirit Breaker, but dies under that tower to Bingu. The trade may be for the boss, but it's an absolute disaster so far. Shane tethers forward. Radiant are still alive. Terrorize hits the Ember. They need to kill Bingu, and they will kill Bingu. That's a fantastic kill. Bulljaxx and Xeriscape both die as well, getting a double kill to Reed in the Dark Willow. So overall, they're a relatively even trade. A win, if anything, though, for Pizzadog. They traded up value-wise, and their Meepo is free farming.
Yeah, the biggest concern right now is that biggest concern I have for Dire right now is that they haven't broken any Radiant towers. And Meepo is very good at being a lot of places at once and interacting with a lot of things at once. He is about to get his third Meepo, and they have not broken a tower yet. it's not gonna really get easier to break a tower. It's just gonna get harder. So that's pretty concerning. I see that Reed has a Midas, of course. Should have known.
Of course.
I both love Reed, but sometimes when I see things like this, I'm just like, Reed, this can't be real.
Listen, man.
You have a Storm, an extremely resource and gold and EXP hungry mid hero, and you have an IO Gyro. Okay, like I think people sometimes complain about Reed's builds too much. Like I actually think a lot of times he does a good job of utilizing his item build and net worth to actually have a very strong impact later on in the game. But I think this is a game where you need to play for your team, bro. You got an IO who your IO also importantly needs gold. Like you need to buy a lot of the obs and sentries. Like you can't have a poor IO against Meepo plus Ember plus Spear Breaker. Like that's just you're gonna lose.
Bulljaxx hits the arena on 2, ball in by Squid. They're focusing Jakiro back on 4 to the wall. But is there more Radiant side follow-up? In comes Spearbreaker, in comes the Ember. It's currently a 2-for-1 trade, but now Squid's out of mana. They do turn it around. We and Shane have been chased up by Bingu. Squid buys back, looking to clean things up, turning once again into a 2-on-2. Shane is low. The boss seems to be fine. Squid balls in, looking for Bingu. Bingu's half HP. Squid is relatively low on mana. The chains into the charge. There goes Squid against a dieback on Colonel Squid. And meanwhile, mid lane is a 1v1 between the Meepo and the Dark Widow. Neither won the fight, but the mid T1 ends up going down. Big win there for Pizzadog. That's a massive win for them. And the other good part about, you mentioned, hold that thought, me. Eli's going in for Shane. Shane tears away. The good part about whether or not there are bad item builds on Reed, it's not your problem, Jim. It's your brother's problem next season.
True.
That is most definitely your brother's problem. We have our own problems, but not that.
Is under attack.
We do. Sorry, Badger. I get confused easily. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then I'm just. Okay, Scream said he'll make me a step-by-step explanation of how to use the Jagex launcher.
We are rolling around at the speed of sound.
I'm managing a lot of things at once. Okay, you know, like it's.
Oh, DOS, that's an absolute disaster.
DOS doesn't get the Wisdom Rune. Oh,
No.
I think that like, bro, you gotta send your support to go do that suicide for the rune. That's a little bit much. Like, you know, don't send your.
Call down from Wee. It's been a lot of heroes actually. Shane is dead, but it's going to be an absolutely fantastic trade. Bingu, Zeri, the boss, all get blasted, shotgun down. That's a 4-for-1 in favor of the Daryl the dog side. One may say this is the dog bowl. You know, it's dog on dog, Daryl the dog versus Pizzadog, and this is shades of last game, Jim. The last game, Pizzadog took a commanding lead, and then they just threw it away around this time of the game, and they once again took a commanding lead, and they're throwing it away. They haven't quite thrown it away yet, but I would argue they're throwing it away on the current trajectory they're on.
I agree with you.
Obviously, plenty of time to not screw it
I
up.
will say,
but
so I think some big items that are coming up for both teams are, I think the Meepo with Ags. That's when you can start to really just take over team fights, and I'd say Reed's Ags as well is actually like Reed is up there in net worth, Thatcher. Like he's the second highest on his team.
of course.
And Reed is just going. Oh, fight.
Yeah, Bulljaxx is getting doped heavily. Back on 2 terrorized hits, but nowhere near enough to save these heroes. Now Squid is rooted up. He's low on mana. He's just dead again! He's just dead again. Colonel Squid. If he's gonna get court-martialed at this rate.
That's right. I don't want him to get court-martialed. That sounds so scary.
It is scary for him. He keeps dying. His commanding officer's gonna ask, why does my colonel keep dying like this?
Oh, Scream is writing me a step-by-step guide, Badger. Thank God for Scream, man. He's perfect.
Are scanning.
And why does Squid keep? I don't know, honestly. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. You know, sometimes you just have some tough deaths, Badger. That's the spirits for you, right?
Yeah, and when speaking of spirits, Ember will dive against Bulljaxx once again. Storm is there, but it's not the ice path inside the. Okay, he gets away from the net this time.
I do think this is in general like not like with no flame or disrespect. I do think this is something that Squid runs into quite often, where Squid is a very very gank heavy player, like even not like on like greedier heroes. So like if it's not going really really well, a lot of the time that means you're like dying or trading 1-for-1 or something. You know what I mean, Badger? Like
Absolutely.
fuck, I started saying it again.
I mean, I played with Squid. Trust me, I know. I mean, he can certainly be volatile in how his games go. And speaking of volatile, Shane is getting run down by some very Spirit Breaker based Dota right now. And well, he's just dead. He is simply dead. That's a big curry cut. That's not Meepo's Ags. Dead for a bit.
Hype.
It's
How
gonna
long?
be
How much longer is the crow dead for?
2 minutes, and then you
Ooh.
throw in delivery
that
time.
is-
It'll be 2.5 minutes for his.
Oh, they
Ags.
tried to start on gyro, but they missed the ice path.
It's
Ooh,
split
where's-
action right now. Reed and we are being gone on. Boy, that's an arena. Meeple's on the inside the dark sphere as well. Gyro's solo, but he's not dead yet. He remains alive. The terrorized hit series gives it out. It's we who goes down. Bingu remnants forward. Squid is brought down. They'll move to Bulljaxx. One more kill. Double kill for the boss. Somehow, some way, Reed escapes. The real killer, I suppose, lives, but the actual cores go down, and it's not a pretty trade. 3 cores for 1 sup. We call that the Badger, you know. You feed your life for 3 cores to die.
Hype. Feeding cores. Yes, Badger. Hype. Yep. Yep.
How goes the launcher? Is the launcher treating you well?
I'm reading the guide and I'm working on it.
It seems that as you read the guide, Zeratik has to read his obituary. He's being gone on bottom lane, but will it be for a good cause like the last fight? Radiant are coming on in. Squid's once again stunned up and bashed down. And they head to Shane, who's got the tether. He'll tether towards his former and current teammate, Reed. But eventually, in comes Bingu to finish the kill. Now heads to Reed. Shadow Realm will ensure these chains do not hit, but at this point, Reed has no way out but 6 feet under. One more 3-for-1 trade. Once again, Zeriescape giving his life for the cause. That's another good sacrifice for Jakiro.
Okay, I got you. Badgers, it's looking like it's falling apart fast, and this is, IO needs a lot of gold to survive against these heroes, and IO does not have a lot of gold.
No, he's not.
That's actually what I think my biggest concern for Dire is. I mean, and the fact that Squid is like nowhere near a BKB or other item.
You know, if I had a nickel for every time tonight I saw Colonel Squid on 8th place net worth on Storm, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's odd it's happened twice.
Oh, okay.
They're once again going to go on Reed. Ice
Oh
Path
no,
into charge.
Reed needs to
into
finish his
Nether Strike,
item.
and he's dead.
Reed really needs to finish his item, to be honest. Reed is kind of what I like right now. Badger, Reed is in the position where I think him getting his Ags and like getting like 3 kills is like actually their best. Like that's like their at this point highest chance of coming back into the game. You know what I mean? They need to like do something like that.
I agree. I do know what you mean, Jim.
Oh, sorry, Badger. You have. I'm trying so hard to please the cast and the people listening to the cast, and also to help them to get the group started for everyone else. You know, I don't want to hold them back.
You're juggling. You know, it's one of those things. You wake up, you say, you know what, today I will be Il Fagrascio. I will wear the makeup. I will put on the costume, and it will be good. But the costume is very, very hard to wear. Top lane charge in by the boss. Once again, going for Shane. Gleipnir on 2 from Bingu. Arena is the counterplay, but in comes Ember into the inside of the arena to bring down Shane. Ice Path Knocker Fire from Zeriescape. Eventually it'll be a dead Spirit Breaker, but Dire are collapsing. Mars has fallen. Storm joins him in the grave, and well, what can you do? This looks like we're gonna go to game 3 pretty soon here. Alright, when do you think Dire are gonna call it?
After this fight, if they lose and if they,
They
if they
buy
win the
back
fight, then
everybody. They have to win, but it's a dead Gyro. He's simply dead. They have to kill heroes. They're going to kill Seriscape, but you need more than Jakiro. It's Spirit and Meepo. They must kill the Meepo. He'll poof. He's offensively moving forward. Everybody's dying again. They need to kill Eli, but he's a Mega Meepo. There's T-Spirit in the fountain. They need to kill him. They need to kill him. They're not going to kill him, are they? It's only Reed with no Aghanim Scepter. Bingu and Eli run him down all the way into the fountain. Bingu's diving the fountain. Nearly dies to the fountain. Maybe he'll dive forward, actually. He'll glad here cancel Reed's TP. What is going on? The charge forward all the way through. Bingu TPs. Reed is low. Courier dies. Everything's dying. Somehow no GG was called, despite Dai having 3 diebacks in that fight. And the top racks are now dead. Eli poofs away. And now Bingu returns to the Dire Fountain. He's once again the Dire Fountain. He loves the Dire Fountain, apparently. He'll Gleipnir and run. His team's telling to report him in the alt chat. I don't know what's going on right now. But what I do know is Dire needs to put a GG in the chat. This one's over, man.
yeah, it's looking really, really rough. It looks like it's going. The series is going the distance, I believe, Badger.
It is. It is. Luckily, game 2 was fairly rapid. You know, it's gonna be over soon. We don't quite know when. It's ball in by Squid. Perhaps it's a Hail Mary fight right here, right now. Oh, the vacuum! The vacuum! The wombo combo! They called it! What a great wombo combo! And we're heading to game number 3. That was beautiful wombo. You saw that wombo combo, Jim, hopefully. That was beautiful.
I didn't, Badger. I'm trying so hard to fix
Vacuum
things.
on 4, Jakiro, everything. It was beautiful. I think Chard as well. It was beautiful, beautiful execution there from Pete. Pete's a fucking dog, bro. But that does mean we're going to head to game number 3 between Pizzadog and Daryl the dog. The dog bowl, of course. And my name's Badger. I'm joined by Jim, and we'll see.
This little interlude will give me time will give me a good little chance to solve this and then not have to worry about it anymore.
Of course, and on that note, we'll see you for game number 3 of Pizzadog versus Daryl the dog in a few minutes. Greetings and salutations, Soda fans, for the third and final game of the BO3 and Lads Weenie between Pizzadog and Daryl the Dog. Daryl the Dog won game 1 in approximately 40-minute fashion. Pizzadog demolished game 2, though, winning it in less than 25 minutes. My name is Badger, and to complete the animal quadfecta, I am joined by Strawberry Shark, aka Salfing Salamander, aka Delicious Sea Lion, aka Rook, aka Jim. How you doing, Jim?
How am I doing? Pretty good. Curious to see what this next game will show us. This time Ember's out of the pool. Storm is still in the pool, but was not first pick. Seems like Squid has moved away from wanting the first pick Storm. Fair enough, sure.
So Sven finally
Darkseer,
gets
okay.
through, and Darkseer is once again back. So back-to-back Darkseer games for DOS. One does possibly imagine why Darkseer is such a good hero for DOS. I mean, think about DOS. Got a large, pointy head, so I guess the hero thematically makes sense. He's kind of in his element when he's playing Darkseer, so that would explain it. I don't think his beard is that long, though, so yeah, he'll have to work on the beard soon.
5 seconds remaining.
Bans are nothing crazy. This time no Speed Breaker will get through. Let's see what Dara chooses to ban here. I'm interested in the lack of Meepo ban. Maybe they just think, hey, if we see Meepo, we move Sven to carry. If I was them, I think they should just remove it. I don't think they interacted with the Meepo hero very well, and I don't want to say that it was all because it was like, because last time it was a rather good Meepo game, but I think people in general are just pretty bad at playing against Meepo. No offense to anyone. Just, Meepo's hard to play against.
10 seconds
I
remaining.
think they should just ban it. What are your thoughts on this, Badger? Do you think that they should ban it, or do you think they're fine as long as they pick better heroes for it?
I think they're fine third phase banning it, though. I think if they grab it at 17, they should have something to counter it. I think they should definitely ban it third phase, though.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
don't think they should let Pizzadog 24 Meepo. You say, you know what? If you pick at 17, we can beat it. But if you grab it 24, I don't know about that one. Just ban it out the next phase.
Radiant
But guess who got picked? Tree Prots. Our good friend Tree Prots. Tree and Protector.
I saw Badger. I'm watching. Primal Beast, like this pick. It's very solid.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
You know, the thing is, you look at this Primal Beast hero, and this could be one of those games where you could get cut around potentially. A lot of slows here, a lot of annoying things to deal with. Surge, certainly counters out your hero potentially, and okay, we got Sand King. We're in for one brawly game, it appears.
Yeah. These drafts are shaping up very differently than the prior two so far.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know how the draft changing. I don't know if the draft changing favors anyone, but yeah. They have shaped up this is shaping up very differently. I'm not sure who I feel it favors. Do you think it favors someone, Badger, so far, or do you think it's too early to say?
I think it's too early to say. If anything, it would probably lean a little bit Daryl the Dog. I think this is kind of this is a Colonel Squid style of game, but I think it's too early still. I do like though that they're holding Squid's hero for a little bit later in the game and not just picking it 8 pick, 9 pick. It's still, I mean, his hero's probably been picked already. It's probably the Primal Beast, but you need to get a little bit more information before you lock your hero in right away.
5 seconds remaining.
Earthshaker, okay. A lot of melee heroes, Badger, so far. So far, 0 range heroes have been picked, bro. That's kind of crazy.
You know, ranged heroes are for suckers. What does a ranged hero provide you that a good melee strength hero can't provide you? Okay, that hero is technically not a melee hero, but it's a strength hero, so we're keeping the theme here. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, you just go in, you do damage, you tank damage, never mind. It's over. It is so over. Oh well. So now surely
Thatcher.
you ban Meepo, right?
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, they have good anti-Meepo heroes. I would probably still ban it
Yeah,
though.
they
They
banned
ban it,
it. They
yeah.
banned it.
They do have very good anti-Meepo heroes though. A lot of AoE control, a lot of heroes who can attack him early in his woods. Um, Dire has a lot of team fight and a lot of late game, lot of scaling, a lot of control. And Radiant doesn't really have great power hitting right now. I guess Lino, if they go right click, can do that. I'm not. I'm preferring the Dire draft a bit right now, but not by some crazy margin. You know, just sort of like a little, slight little preference.
Hmm.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm very curious to see. This is I believe it's gonna be a Reed hero. They're gonna 23 pick. I'm very curious to see what they end up doing. Maybe it's Snapfire actually. If I'm Xerath, I'm banning out Snapfire right now. I think that hero they banned Pudge and Batrider. If I'm Radiant, you locking in Snapfire too? I think I'm locking in Snapfire right now.
I'm thinking about it. It's okay. It's okay. I don't think it's not like amazing. It's okay though.
Here's the point. So it's a ranged hero.
I mean, they're already decent against Egg with Lena. Snapfire, I do think they should get another range hero for Egg, but I don't. It doesn't have to be Snapfire because they're already pretty good at hitting Egg, to be honest, with just Lena.
That hero again also does very well against like the tree brought in lane. Like tree often struggles to close the gap in the Snapfire, and it takes a lot the right carry to capitalize against a hero like Snapfire. Because Snapfire can really disrupt a 2v2 fight. So I think if you have Snapfire, probably Snapfire SK lane, I think it should do very well in the tree +1. I'm not sure what carry would honestly fix that lane. Maybe I don't even know. Maybe Monkey King, but ugh, I don't even play Monkey King this game. Undire. I think the hero probably would have been CK if it was available, but CK is banned, so. I don't know, if I'm banging the table if I'm actually Reed's drafting, so he's picking his own hero here. This could be a disaster. this
This could be okay. I could see Reed playing the Sand King for whatever reason. I feel like Reed.
Oh
That's Reed
no!
Magnus.
Oh no! You know, it's. I think I timed that comment very well. I don't like it.
It's awesome magic.
I think Reed Magnus 4 is very good, but I do not like that pick.
Oh, I don't think it's great here. I won't lie. He's got a lot of responsibilities this game. He's got to kill Egg. He's got to do damage. He's got to not get chain stunned by Earthshaker or Treant into the other heroes. The Alchemist, I like it. I think that's very solid. I like the Alchemist pick. I think it was a solid use of 24. Looks pretty good here. Has a stun, get it protecting Egg, get it getting online quick. Yeah. Overall, I definitely favor Dire Draft a bit, but I'm not like, I don't think it's like over, but I definitely favor Dire Draft. I'm assuming you're kind of on the same page in terms of who you favor out of the draft phase.
No doubt about it. I mean, it's obviously still playable. Any draft is playable, but I think this Dire draft is a lot easier to play. I will say though, so 8 melee heroes, a lot of strength heroes, and then there's Lena.
Yeah. What is so funny?
In the chat
Tell me. Tell me.
from Reed, quote Reed, Bingu, I won mid last game according to Dota Buff. Just so you know, get
Was he just
owned.
like jungling around mid and catching mid waves or something? Is that why they said it was mid?
Yep. Didn't consider Squid mid, considered Reed mid. Which is hilarious. I love it.
Okay, I'm gonna quickly log on to that other account, by the way, just to check the name.
You do that. I'll run my intro. If you are just joining us, welcome to game number 3, the third and final game of this best of 3 series in Lads Weenie Losers Bracket quarterfinals between Daryl the Dog, winners of Game 1, up against Pizzadog, winners in dominant fashion of Game 2. My name's Badger. I'm still joined by Strawberry Shark, aka Rook, aka Jim, and hopefully Game 3 proves to be quite the affair. We have certainly the heroes for an exciting game, but you never know until you play the game. There's something weird's going on my internet right now, but I hope it's fine.
I'm sorry to hear that, Badger. You're coming through totally fine for me, if that helps for you to know.
It does. Squid denies his observer ward. That's a bold play to make too, given how outnumbered he was. Hypothetically, you give him a fissure block or something. No, I guess he's good than skilled burrow and gotten that way, but still. Ay.
So how do I think this? I could see this being the mid lane matchup, by the way, where Squid pops off a bit. I think this is like probably a skill matchup. I don't really know. I'd have to think about it and watch it get played out some, but I could see Sand King getting a lot of easy harass onto Earthshaker and then maybe going in for a kill at some point in the lane. Also, another game where stacking is crazy important for both teams.
Mm-hmm.
I would say especially for Dire though, because they have Alchemist. Yeah. Which they have not been maybe as stacking pilled as I'd like them to be, but I think when you have Alchemist, if you're not stacking for him, don't pick the hero.
Yeah.
Honestly, just don't pick Alchemist if you're not gonna make stacks. Like you're just like losing so much of the strength and potential and power of that hero if you make 0 stacks.
It is very important. He's one of one of those few heroes. I would argue maybe even the most important hero to stack for. He's certainly up there. It's just this hero needs to accelerate, because if he doesn't accelerate, he's useless. Alchemist with equal gold to an enemy carry will lose basically every man fight ever, so you just need to be ahead. And stacking is how you get ahead in this hero, usually. Wait, bot lane, Shane kills Doss? I watched it happen, but I'm still utterly and completely shocked about that. How do you do that, actually?
Maybe he just won God mode, bro. I don't know what to say, man. He just won God mode. I was not watching. I'm assuming he tried to cut waves or something, and then he got too low. I don't know. I don't know, honestly, how he died that.
Shane's having a game, but he grabbed the bounty rune. He stole against 2 heroes, and then he just gets first blood. Dude, maybe Shane's.
One thing is you actually don't. I think Shane's been playing well across the series, but you don't really want to pull against Darkseer like with just a single camp, and yeah. Well,
top lane, Bulljaxx being gone on. I don't think he dies. And they need to be a little careful of Reed's skewer. Xeraskip got away from danger, but he's look at the angle. Reed's good mind games from Xeraskip, and he even receives an honor tip from Reed. Like, all right, Xeraskip, well played. You deserve the tip. How the tip was intended, ladies and gentlemen, probably just gentlemen, but still. I like to see a proper tip.
My name in our group is Silly Sea Lion, by the way. That's a really good name. Thank you, Scroob.
I'm surprised that's an available name, to be honest.
Me too. I'm officially the Silly Sea Lion.
What's the other names in the group?
I need to fix the UI. How do I? Because it's not like the one I'm used to. It's like, God, Badger, why is nothing in this world fucked up? Oh, look top, Badger, look top.
Lane.
Oh, beautiful combo by Reed
combo
and
at this point. Eli, I mean, he used concoction, but he's still being run down. Problem is,
I think they don't.
They're on stuff.
They do.
Shockwave into one more hit. There it is. Okay, never mind. They'll move to
Dude, no sticks on anyone in this lane. What the fuck is this?
I don't know, but there's no
Why
sticks.
do lads players fucking hate buying sticks, bro? I don't know, man. I don't fucking know.
I buy sticks.
I know, Badger. I'm just saying in general, I notice this a lot in lads. Why don't people just buy sticks?
I don't know.
Okay, I fixed it. It's now the resizable classic layout. My group mates are Cog Yorma, Scroom Eel, Third Time for Sure, and Silly Seal 23.
I see.
That's the group.
Let's go, Silly Seal.
Okay, now I can. Now I'm gonna log out and focus on the cast. I just wanted to see that, and then when I saw what my UI looked like, I wanted to literally fucking vomit, so I had to fix it.
Yeah.
Let's see. How is mid going? This is the lane. Okay, so Squid's got a bit of a
bottom
lead.
lane.
But
DOS
nothing
goes
crazy.
down.
Oh,
The mid lane Squid's in a lot of
very
danger.
low. He's got a little bit of a lasted advantage, although down some denies. Overall, though, I think this is actually probably the best start we've seen in terms of mid from Squid. So this could be the game where he pops off. He has a nice little lead. Bingu like basically totally out of mana. It does have his bottle rune charges, but yeah, I think Squid's in a very solid position right now, actually.
I mean, I don't think it's a question. This time, last game, for both game 1 and game 2, he was 8th in net worth, so he's definitely a better game this time around.
Hype. Are you rooting for one of these teams, Patcher, or is this you're kind of like a neutral party in this cast?
I'm a neutral party, you know. I mean, there's a lot of OGs on both teams. I'm not really too biased one way or the other.
Okay.
Mid lane Squid goes down. Phoenix rotated in, but yeah, it's more if I had to, you know, I played on a team with Squid before. I have to lean Radiant, but I'm fine with either team winning. I got people I like on both sides, so I'm not too attached to either team. Bottom lane, DOS seems to not die a third time. He really needs to not die a third time. He's taking damage again. We're about to see a fight bottom lane. Stormbolt
Badger
is
stack
up.
check, checking the map for stacks.
I'll take that after we see check of DOS's life. His life is
okay.
very low right now. 1 away from dying, but does not die. Instead, his Wii was very low. His HP is now 0. Shane's trying to clean things up. He'll get 1 kill on Phoenix. Perhaps let the DOS. He has Stormbolt. But needs to not die out of the Ion Shell. I'm looking for stacks now. Are there stacks anywhere? Oh, I got bad news for you, Jim. I'm looking around at the dire side of the map. I see no stacks. Actually, I see 1 stack.
Where?
North of the T1 top lane.
That's not where we need the stacks. I mean, that actually is a good stack, but we need stacks everywhere, not just one camp.
I agree.
The medium camp actually is the best to stack with Alk because of how OP the golems are, though. So it's a start, but we need more. We need more. We need more out of Zerarscape. Need more stacks out of especially. Call me the boss. I don't know who this is, to be honest.
I'm looking at Radiant. Radiant are not stacking either, so it's just sad day for stackers. And the funny part is, really, I'll actually hold that thought for me, because bottom lane DOS is once again dead. Zerarscape rotates in, but too little, too late. They'll try to kill Wii anyways. He has a 2-charge wand. Dive in under that tower by the boss to bring down. I guess it is still in time, but it's funny. Basically, all this idea, this philosophy of mass stacking, it all comes from the same patient zero. We know who that patient zero is. Somebody that both of us know pretty well. Jackie Mao. The progenitor of the stacking of the modern stacking concept. Obviously, there was stacking before that. I mean, there was the famous Merlini Beastmaster Jungle who stacked a lot, but yeah, I think the first really modern stacker had to be mid lane. Squid goes for solo kill on Bingu. Actually, it's a solo kill on Bingu, but it just has to be
remember the
Jackie
mid
Mao.
lane meta of playing Lishrak or Sniper or like. There was another hero. I think it was Lena.
And SF as well. SF is another one. But
yeah, and you would just stack for yourself, like make like a 10 stack, clear the stack, be like 5 levels higher than everyone, and then just like go walk around and kill everyone. That was a very fun meta for the mid laner.
Yeah, that was.
To be clear, I played mid in those days.
That was.
I don't think it was fun for other people.
It was mid 2015, 684. But
yes,
you know the funny part is. I remember, like, way back, Jackie Mao be level 2. Actually, bottom is DOS dead again? There's no way he's dead again. He's surging away. But, like, Jackie Mao beats level 2 at minute 12. Like, yeah, but he stacked 14 camps, so it was absolutely fine.
Stacking seems to be way crazy.
Oh, the vacuum! He's on the high ground. He is stuck on the high ground. It's an LSA on Tree Prot. Tree Prot's dead. The trade is, of course, for Sven. Supernova is on the floor. That'll end up being fine.
I think something that people really forget is that, like, there used to be just way less overall gold and EXP distributed in Dota. So, like, when you stacked, it was like so insanely disgustingly OP. You know what I mean, Badger?
Oh, I remember.
I said it again.
And
I've been doing well, okay?
you've been doing better. You've been
And
doing
then
better.
I got really tuckered out from all of the RuneScape group setting up. It was a lot for my brain to handle.
I don't know if you remember the old cooldown on Flat Cannon before they nerfed the shit out of it in 2013, but it was
Yeah,
so incredibly short. So it was just.
Yeah.
I remember there's a
you were
meme
just-
going around where it was like, Loda was like, there's an image of Loda like, and it was like, hey, Jackie, stack for me. Yes, my liege. Just nonstop. Why is Reed? Yeah, Reed's just dead. Burrow in from Squid, they're going in for Doss once again. Doss alive for the 4th time this game. Feels like he's died more than 4 times, to be honest. He's only died 4 times. 8 kills now for Darrow the Dog, 5 kills for Pizza Dog. They'll head to the boss, who has dive. He should be fine. Yep, could not get to, wait, he messed up the dive! Messed up the... What's going on? What are they doing? Spells! They're not being cast correctly, Jim.
I'm sorry, Betcher. I can't fix that for you. You have to talk to the teams. Why don't you message the teams?
I might have. I'll message the winner, like, guys, cast better spells. Echo Slam on 2, Laguna Blade, Pulverize to counterplay. Phoenix is on the way. The Bingu has gone down. A massive kill for Wee Lickham on Molina. That's a lot of gold you need there on that Carolina. At this point, she's keeping up relatively well with the Alpha. That, of course, will change very soon because, well, Eli's playing Alchemist. Mid lane. It's a Epicenter by Colonel Squid. And that is a dead Xerioscape Trio Protector. That's, I believe, the 2nd solo kill by Squid this game. So he's having a very needed game 3 after the first 2 games he had tonight.
Yeah, Squid's having a great angle. Alchemist is, he's starting to pull ahead, but, Badger, as we talked about, hey, man, like, if you ain't stacking, he's not going to be that crazy farmed. Like, Phoenix, do you know, who is the Phoenix? Their name is Call Me the Boss.
I just
Call
call
me the...
him the boss.
Okay, the
It's,
boss?
it's in the name. I just call him the boss.
The boss can't be asking for people to call him the boss if he ain't stacking with an alch, alright? That's all I gotta say.
Ooh.
Listen, nothing personal. And like, you gotta stack, bro. Go stack. Treant is a very bad hero at stacking. He's
Skewer top
melee,
lane
so-
by Reed, and they have found the big bad alchemist. Reverse polarity finished the job. 1 more kill for Shane. Shane is 4-1 and 4. At this point, if I'm Shane, I know what I'm doing. I'm skill and cleave. I'm the carry now. I have empower. I'm the carry.
You are always the carry, Badger.
Correction, Reed is not skeleton power. He's not the carry yet on Sven. We are on Blink Dagger watch for Reed, though. He's 4 gold from Blink Dagger at minute 11. Speaking of Blinks, Bingu actually is further away from his Blink than Reed is, so that could be a little bit interesting when that time comes. Mid lane.
I think it's kind of funny how both of these teams have these like dog profile, like banners at the top.
Yeah.
I find it entertaining.
And the funny part is, at one point in my life, I knew where both those dogs came from. I know neither any longer. I've forgotten where both those dogs came from.
Him.
I know I've asked about both of these dogs. Pizzadog longer ago than Daryl the dog. They were explained to me both times, but I just don't remember. What can you do? I have a good memory, so I don't know why I don't remember, but I just don't remember.
I mean, I
either.
think there's probably more important things you could remember in life, Badger. So I don't think you shouldn't be too hard on yourself, Badger. It's all right.
That's true. That's true.
Sorry, just stretching.
The F1 race,
yeah.
the F1 race really tuckered me out earlier, Badger. It was, it's an intense battleground.
Oh, top lane, Xerioscape is so incredibly dead. Yep. He tried, but alas, there's only so much you can do sometimes in being run down by Primal Beast on Treant Protector. Xerioscape, of course, has the correct skill build on Treant Protector, but it will not save the tower this time around.
I'm doing the item check, Badger. Seeing what people got queued up, if there's anything wacky or silly. By the way, I really like that Squid rushed to Blink this game.
He's going right now, bottom lane, into the Darkseer. Doss will now die for the 5th time this game. There are about as many Doss deaths as there are dire side kills right now.
I mean, just look at Alchemist. Like, it's not like he's like farming poorly or anything. He did have a death that I think probably should have been avoided, but like, I don't know, just like, it's just so whatever, Badger. Like, you're just not that farmed. And it is actually in part the Alchemist's fault, but it's also like, why do you guys pick Alch if you're not going to stack with for the Elk?
Yeah, maybe he just wanted to play out. Mid lane, Blink, Echo Slam on two! Reed and then Bulljaxx get utterly eviscerated. One kill
To
for
be
the
clear,
Shaker, one
Badger,
kill
it's
for
not about if
Phoenix.
he just wanted to play Alch. It's if you pick Alch, go stack for him. You know what I mean?
I
That's the
know.
wrong way of looking at it. This team, your
I'm
team has to
aware. I'm
adapt.
aware it is, but I'm just trying. I'm just trying to give the devil's
I
out.
know,
I'm
it just was
aware
one of
it's
these things.
wrong,
I've
but-
seen this so many times in lads. It's just like, it's almost like people like pick Alch and then like they intentionally don't stack. Sometimes emotionally, I feel that way, Badger.
I'm not in the war room for Pizzadog. I'm not privy to exactly what ended up happening there. We are going to end up seeing a 3-man smoke from the Daryl the Dog side. Blink RP is the name of the game for Reed. They're going through the Dire track camp. He's heading over beyond perhaps that mid T1 tower. Shane puts up the aggressive ward, but looking at Radiant Vision, they don't see much. They do see Doss. At this point, Doss is a low value kill. They do not want to kill Doss. Never mind, they're going to kill Doss anyways. Blink, Burrow, Skewer. Oh, Mech and Wall and Vacuum is counterplay though. At this point, Eli now has Concoction stunning. It's RP on 3! But there's no LSA, it's on cooldown. So it's Squid dead, Reed dead, Xerath is the trade. Wee's trying to clean things up, but he lacks the damage. Stormbolt hits, gets the last hit on Phoenix, but it's currently a 3 for 2. Now Boy survives, looking to clean things up, breaking down Bingo, going for Eli. Eli has Concoction, but the Blade now does a decent amount of damage. Never mind, it does absolutely no damage. Regardless, Bulljaxx is running for Eli. Eli is healing up. Pulverizes there on the Alchemist. Doss has nothing he can do other than stand his ground with his carry. Eli, with the regen, runs forward looking to stun Bulljaxx. Bulljaxx again will onslaught away. And it will end as a 3 for 3 trade.
I'm just looking at people's items. I'm liking what Radiant's got going, Badger. Okay, the Sten, he bought a drums. That's an aura. That's good. And then the Primal Beast, he got a blade mail for himself, and now he's going to pipe. Okay, I'm liking what I'm seeing, Badger. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Sten, they got that shard keyed up. That's an aura, Badger. Look at that. Let's go do the dire aura check. All right. Doss is on at this game. He's focused up on getting the auras. I like that. He is extremely poor though.
Actually, not a lot far from a Shiva's Guard on Phoenix either, which is a
Yeah,
that's an aura.
Badger,
Speaking of Doss,
I feel bad for Doss, honestly.
Skewer on Eli. Eli has none of his friends near him. Pulverize into LSA. And but a counter Echo Slam hits damage on 3 heroes. Sven gets blasted. Supernova will not get brought down. They're running at Wee. Wee will LSA on 1. Bingu. When can he blink again? He can blink in 4. He'll certainly pursue Wee. He wants the kill. He really wants the kill, but he's simply not going to get it. Regardless, it's only 1 for 1. That's only 1 for 1. Never mind.
Okay, Badger. So I was about to say, yo, this Alch just died, game over, but that was a nice little turnaround. But they also only got the Sven, so it really wasn't that good. I went through it was such an up and down moment for me to watch that, you know. I'm like, oh my god, they're doing it, and then like they get like 1 kill.
You know, the more I think about it, it's more important Alchemist lives. Say it doesn't happen, right? That ends up being 2
Oh
quarters
no, yeah.
dead
If
for nothing,
Alchemist
so.
died, like I think he like freshly used ult 2, that would have been so painful. That would have been like that's when you start like doomer posting in your team chat.
Guys, we lost. Kyle GG. Go
Guys,
next.
we're losing. JJ.
Only problem is there is no go next. You lose this game, your season's over, so.
Little smoke by the Radiant players. They
The
haven't taken the
Phoenix.
mid tower yet, which makes this a little more difficult. Although Reed has no fear in his heart, just goes right in there.
They're just gonna kill the Phoenix.
Using their stuns well, using their spells well. Good job.
And surely they'll kill this mid T1 tower. They have the wave, and it's just Xeriscape on the defense. Blink, RP gets pump faked, canceled. They still want to bring down Xeriscape. I do believe they'll eventually
Use your
kill
evil
him.
Jax.
A lot of spells are being missed, but it'll end up not mattering. Mid T1 gets brought down eventually. Living Armor kept alive for a little bit longer. But now a more important skewer on Bingu. Bingu will Echo Slam onto, demolishing Reed, but it will cost him his life in a few more hits. Supernova has been used. Bingu's still alive! He's backed up by Doss! They turn it around! Bulljaxx has thrown. He's stunned by the boss! Meanwhile, top lane, they're going in for Alchemist. Epicenter was used by Colonel Squid. Lee was there as well to bring down the Alchemist. So it's Bulljaxx dead, Eli dead. Now 3 for 1. Big fight win mid, but it did cost you your Alchemist.
So despite being down in net worth, with an Alchemist, Dire does have one thing I mentioned earlier was that Dire has some really strong team fight spells and some really strong like late game team fight spells if they scale up. So I'm kind of conflicted because eventually in the game they will be lacking damage because they don't really have like they have an Alchemist who's not incredibly ahead, right? Like at some point they're gonna be lacking damage, but also at some point the enemy team on Radiant is gonna have to deal with Earthshaker Echo along with Train Protector ulti and Darkseer Wall and Vacuum and Phoenix with like Shiva double egg or something and Shard. So it's kind of this to me is kind of the most interesting game at the 20-minute mark where like there are some things that are going very badly for Dire, but they also have some things that are really strong.
Again, they've got Bingu again this time.
Oh, that's a really good
Echo's
kill.
on cooldown. Bingu down, and they want Doss as well. Doss gets solo killed by Weenie. And that's an absolute disaster. You
I
lose
really
want to
see Radiant take
you'll
Dire's
lose Tormentor.
Torment.
They're going to, yeah.
Yes. Phoenix Shard is so good. Like the shards they could get out of it right now would all be really useful. And also Radiant could really use all of their shards. The Magna Shard is really good. They already have Sven Shard, but that one is really good. Already have Sand King Shard. Rock Throw is actually really good if you remember to use it, although he does not have the mana pool at the moment to really utilize it well. Bulljaxx presumably at some point will buy either like, you know, a Shiva's or an Aghanims or something to get more mana. And the shard is actually rather good. Wee's shard is like not amazing with right click Lina, but like it's just more damage, right? You know, like it's not a bad shard, you know what I mean, Badger? Because it always provides more damage. There's no case where it's not useful as long as you cast one spell in a fight. So
and they could go in for that free shard on the Radiant side anytime.
Yeah.
It's very, very safe for them to take it. So you know
yeah,
what? Free shard.
I mean, they can afford to wait until their heroes are all on the same side of the map for it and just take it. One thing is I want to see Radiant like what Radiant should be looking to do now is looking to set up for a Roshan. They're in a really good spot. Don't let the Alchemist get back into the game. Take an Aegis and then take over the map. And if they give Wee an Aegis, if they get a kill or two, can actually go push high ground. So I think Radiant needs to identify that, hey guys, if we want, we're way stronger than them. We can take an Aegis, and then we can hit their buildings. Do you think that will happen during the daytime, Badger, or no?
I think it is. I mean, look at their movement right now. They're beginning to congregate towards that Radiant side jungle. They have decent.
It's looking very plausible, but I've seen these movements a lot of times, lads, and then people don't take the Roshan. So I'm curious. I'm curious to see how it'll play out. Back to you, Cotton. That's the thing people say, right?
I mean, I think that's a line from Dodgeball, yeah. But they say back to you, but I don't really see Cotton. I don't think. At least not anymore. But
back to you. That's a phrase, bro. People say there's like one guy.
That's a quote from Dodgeball, the movie, right?
Yeah, but like people like it's a meme. I've heard it, but whatever.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it is, but I guess they're trading towers instead first. Saying, you know, we'll trade this tier 2 for a tier 1. You see a defense getting set up though. Eli baits out the epi. Problem is he still gets caught. The RP's missed by Reed. The rare mistake by Reed. Now he's in danger. Gets stunned by Eli, who's BKB'd on up. In come the TPs. Radiant's T1 top lane's now dead. Back to the fight. Shiva's from Phoenix. He's diving on around. Doss will surge forward. I think the fight will end with somehow only Magnus dying. And it is indeed over, but importantly, again, you get a kill, and you keep your T2 bottom lane alive for the tree prot to heal it on up. Alright, never mind. Doss is just completely alone for no good reason. He was hunting on around, trying to be a bit of a cheeky Darkseer, but instead, all he finds is a nice little one-way trip to the fountain.
Yes, Badger. Yes.
So, remember you want to see Roshan? Seems like we are, just not by the team you're hoping to be taken, but oh, never mind, they're smoking instead. I thought they were going to Roche. Instead, they'll go through the Twin Gates to the top lane. There are some juicy dudes top lane, most notably the wee Lena, who has BKB on courier. This could be perfect time for the BKB to arrive. He's deeping away just in time. Oh! Milliseconds away. Talk about a game of inches. Now Radiance, moving to the Roshan pit, they've got 30 seconds to take Roshan. And I think they've got this. Whew.
I think they can do it, Badger. Believe in the team.
They got it. They got it. And you want to see Roshan? You'll see Roshan.
Yeah, no, this was a very good move by them. Now we get to the second part, a part that you know you gotta use the Age as well. You gotta keep farming on people while also taking up enemy map and taking some towers and objectives, and yeah. Overall though, Radiant is on the path to turning their lead into a win, Badger. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, if you're a Pizzadog, you have to feel a little bit sad because you almost got the kill there on Wii. If you cancel his TP, you kill the Lena, then
As you
suddenly
said
Radiant
before,
don't get Roshan. It's oh man.
As you've said before though, Badger, there is a game of inches, alright, and they didn't have those inches.
I agree.
Well, of course you agree. You're the one who always says that. Don't you think that was rather redundant?
I know, but
Sorry, I'm just trolling you, Badger. I just.
I'm aware. We're seeing a.
Oh, so you know I'm trolling you. Wow. Wow. Could at least pretend like I was surprising you. Thanks a lot, man. I bet I would show up to your birthday party with a gift, and like you'd be like, "Oh, I already have that gym," and I'd be like, "Fuck my life, man." You could have just pretended like it was something you didn't have.
By Bulljaxx. He's looking to pulverize Bingo, gets found by Eli. LSA on Doc. Overgrowth hits the Lena, ensuring Doc survives. Supernova's on the floor. Nobody's dead. Still an RP on 3. Supernova gets brought down thanks to that one, and now they're man fighting. We've got 2 lives. Burrow in Monsquid. Doss the fall. Dire are collapsing. The Fisher's fantastic from Bingu, but can the Dire win the fight? They cannot. Echo Slam hits 2, but still nobody's dead. It's a 4 for 0. Mega fall 5-man wipe. A triple kill for Wii on Alena. And suddenly it's Daryl the dog, who are firmly in the driver's seats.
The moment I saw that Wii was gonna kill the egg and that RP, I was like, the season's over for Dawson the boys. Nothing personal, but it's looking rough, bro. It's looking rough.
It's over. It simply is. Obviously, the game's still not over yet, but from this point forward, it's such an uphill climb. Not that you can't climb uphill, but, you know, you ever go hiking? You've gone hiking. You like hiking a lot, actually. You've been in the woods.
I've done my fair share of hiking, yes.
You know, a lot easier to go on a flat surface than it is to go uphill.
Yes, but going uphill is more rewarding. So in a sense, we could say that the Wii team, you know, they were all about that uphill grind. You know, down game 1 and they had to, down game 2 and they had to bring it back game 3. You could say, Badger, that they started their hike out on a very easy path, and then they hit a large rock wall that they had to slowly maneuver around and traverse. And now they're on the downhill, Badger. They're on the chill downhill.
Yeah, they have traversed. We
made it work out.
Still has 2 lives, by the way. He's just... I'm not quite sure what he's doing. I thought for a second he might force things, but instead they'll just TP back. They'll say, you know what, we got some towers, we got a win. We can now return to playing Dota 2 in sort of the standard macro style until that second Roshan, and... Well, a second Roshan we will be waiting for, of course. Might be a little bit until that time comes, but it will come, I assure you.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Bottom lane, we're seeing a couple dire heroes pushing it on in, but the counter push is middle lane. Xeriscapes looks to scout things out a middle lane, looking to perhaps set up for his team, but again, Daryl the dog, they are not too willing to go too deep quite yet. At long last, they find Xerath. Echo Slam on only one, but if they kill Reed for the RPs and Shaker. Shaker is dead, so is Street Prot, so is Phoenix. 3 down in exchange for a couple of cooldowns. Radiant still have their BKB on Lena even, so it's gonna be building time. They glyph this? They glyph that? Whoa. Okay. They glyphed it, but now there's no glyph for high grounds. Oh no.
Oh. Awkward.
It's gonna be, they're bringing in mid. Again, maybe it won't be 2 racks thanks to getting an arc after the other racks dies, but well, you see a skewer on DOS once again away from his friends, away from his team, and away from the world of the living, and notably, because these deaths are so staggered, that should turn 1 set of racks into 2 set of racks. Pizzadog, they're in a near impossible defense situation. Another skewer! Bingu's forced to BKB. Echo's on cooldown. He's trying to fight, but all the auras keep the Radiant alive. Eli runs in. He's channeling the concoction. Hits it on Colonel Squid. Supernova's on the floor, but it's easily brought down by Wee. Bingu is dead. He's got no buyback, and the GG's called. Daryl the dog advanced, and Pizzadog will have their lads Weenie season ended.
Oh, GG. Honestly, it was a good series. I hope neither team feels too bad. GG's to both teams, though. I thought it was a pretty good series. I don't know. Yep.
Yeah, it was a good series. You are right. It's good to be done sometimes. Good to save your voice. Good to go to bed. I do have to go to bed soon, but that's a problem for future me. Future me. Alright, Jim, you got any final analysis for the series? Or are you good?
No, I kind of feel like I said everything I thought about the games when I said them. I don't know if there's a takeaway that people are listening and they think I am useful to listen to. Probably if you pick heroes that are good at using stacks, you should try to stack and make gold and yeah, fight less, be more efficient, get more gold. Yep, that's it. That's all I got. Yeah. I don't know. You have any other final words, Badger?
I mean, at this point, I'm good. I'm gonna wrap things up. You got any final words, call out, shout out to the people of League of Labs, Jim?
Shout outs to Scroomlight for setting me up on Group Hardcore Iron Man while I was casting. It saved me the hassle. I mean, it was slightly self-serving of him, obviously, but it was still altruistic and kind-hearted, and we should all call Scroom a very good seal. That's it.
All right, thank you to Scrim. Thanks to the viewers for tuning on in tonight for this 2-1 victory of Daryl the Dog over Pizzadog. Congratulations to Daryl the Dog. Commiserations to Pizzadog. My name is Badger. If I'm going to cast your games, cast your tournaments, contact me on Discord. Badger Pablo on Discord over at twitter.com/BadgerDota2. Yeah, as always, thank you for watching and have a great night.